Hi everyone, welcome back to Cooking with Vina. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my copycat recipe for Tastea's Peach Me Sweet Tea. So if you look on the menu at Tastea, it kind of lists out the ingredients for Peach Me Sweet Tea, and it combines peaches, strawberries, black tea, and strawberry and peach bits. So what you'll need for this recipe is 2 peaches and 2 cups of strawberries. So go ahead and cube up your strawberries. I like to take out the stem for this part and just cube them up until you get 1 cup of strawberries. Now when you are cutting the strawberries, it doesn't have to be perfect because it's just going to turn into a syrup anyway. Now you're also going to cube up your peaches. When you're cutting the peaches, there is a hard core or a pit in the middle, so just be sure to cut around that. But you can leave the skin on for the peach for the purpose of the syrup because, again, you're not really eating those pieces. We're just extracting all that flavor from the peaches. So you're going to continue cubing up the peaches until you get about 3/4 cup of cubed peaches. Okay, so Tastea also adds peach and strawberry bits into their Peach Me Sweet Tea, and that really gives a nice texture and adds another layer of dimension to the drink, which I love. So just go ahead and dice up the remainder of the peaches that you have. Make sure that you take off the skin for this though, because you are going to be eating it in your drink. And for the size of the peaches, just dice them up as small as you like them, but just make sure that they would be able to fit through the straw that you will be using. Next, just go ahead and dice up your strawberries just like you did with the peaches. You could also use frozen strawberries and frozen peaches in this recipe. I forgot to mention, that works really well. I've also actually used canned peaches in this recipe as well, and that works too. Now, another way to dice up your fruit is to use a food processor. It's actually my preferred method because it's a lot faster, but feel free to use it if you have it, and if you don't, just do it the old-fashioned way by using a knife. So just put your strawberries into the food processor and pulse it until it becomes the texture and the size that you want it. In a sauce pot, go ahead and add 1 cup of water and 1 cup of sugar. Again, I know that sounds like a lot of sugar, but this makes about 5 servings, and some of that sugar is also going to be absorbed into the fruit that you use to make the syrup. So not all of it is going to go into your drink, don't worry. Then to the sugar and water, go ahead and add in all the fruit that you cubed up before. Now go ahead and turn up your heat to about a medium-low and cook that for 20 minutes. Okay, so while your syrup is cooking away, in a water boiler or a pot, go ahead and boil 2 cups of water. Now in a large cup or a French press like I'm using here, go ahead and add in 5 bags of English breakfast tea. Okay, so after you've added in all of the tea bags, go ahead and add in the 2 cups of hot water that has been boiling, and then go ahead and steep that for 5 minutes. So this is a little something that I do in order to help cool down my tea a lot faster. In the pitcher that I'm going to use to hold my tea, go ahead and add 3 cups of cold water, and to that add in the 2 cups of tea that you prepared before. So this cools it down a lot faster, and trust me, you're going to want to drink this right away because it's so freaking good. Okay, so now your tea is all done, and after the syrup is done cooking, go ahead and take that off the heat and strain it. And what you don't want to do is smash down the fruit, because what that does is that it makes the syrup a little bit muddy. So just strain it right away and make sure to take out the bubbles that kind of form from that syrup, because again, you just want to make a clean, nice syrup. Now you're going to add in the syrup that you made into the tea that you prepared before. And at this step, you can kind of adjust how much syrup you add, depending on your preference of how concentrated you like your tea with the fruit flavor and how sweet you like it. Alright, so just set that aside into the fridge and let that cool for a couple of hours. Okay, so Tastea's honey boba, which is a very popular topping that they have, is actually green. So I thought it would be fun to make my own green boba today. So what you're going to need for this is 6 tablespoons of tapioca starch, 3 tablespoons of water with some green food coloring in it, and 2 tablespoons of dark brown sugar. Now in a saucepan under medium heat, go ahead and add in the water as well as the sugar and heat that up until it starts to bubble. Then add in 1 tablespoon of the tapioca starch. Go ahead and mix that until it gets really thick. Then add in the remainder of the tapioca starch and stir that really well to incorporate all of that tapioca starch into the water. Now for this step, it's important to keep stirring, and what it's gonna look like is it's gonna kind of look like silly putty that turns into lava. You'll know what I mean when you see it, but you're gonna wanna keep stirring and keep cooking that mixture until it turns into a dough that you can stretch easily. Now once the dough is fully cooked, just like this, go ahead and put that onto a cutting board and add some tapioca starch to it just to flour the board as well as your dough so it doesn't stick to your hands. So you're just gonna keep rolling it and kneading it until it's a nice smooth mixture and that you don't have any more lumps. And then when it's lump free, go ahead and roll it into a log and separate that into 4s and then roll that into like a little worm shape. Then you're gonna cut that into little pieces that are about the size of your boba balls that you like. Then go ahead and roll that up. And after you roll them up, go ahead and add in tapioca starch just so that they don't stick together when you go and cook them. Okay, so now we're gonna cook them. So in boiling water, go ahead and add in your tapioca balls and cook that in boiling water for 10 minutes. Also, be sure to prepare a little simple syrup with equal parts sugar and equal parts water to put the tapioca balls in after they're done cooking. Alright, so after they're done cooking, go ahead and strain them out of the water, put them into your simple syrup mixture. You can also add honey to this as well, and then set that aside until you're ready to assemble your drink. Now to prepare the tea like they do in boba shops, we're going to shake the tea. So in a blender cup with a lid or a cocktail shaker, which is even better, go ahead and add in your ice as well as your tea and shake that up really well until you have about 1/2 inch layer of bubbles. Now in a cup, go ahead and add in your boba or whatever topping you're planning on using. Then add in the peach bits and then add in the strawberry bits. And I realized lychee bits would also be really good with this. I often add that into my peach me sweet tea when I order it. Then go ahead and pour in the tea along with the ice. Add in your boba straw, stir that up, and enjoy your own peach me sweet tea. And guys, trust me when I say this, it tastes exactly like the real thing and it's so much cheaper to make it at home. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Be sure to comment down below if you end up trying this recipe, and be sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Thank you.